All right, boys and girls, whoever tunes into this channel, we got to talk about it. Because the Dallas Mavericks did just do something that the rest of the NBA is afraid to do. And that's what I want to talk about, because thinking about contracts and extensions for players, thinking about the Sixers and the Joel Embiid situation, just thinking about how star players run organizations these days, and owners are afraid to trade star players because of ticket sales and merch sales, etc. The Dallas Mavericks did something that could change the landscape of the future of the NBA. This may be a snowball downhill that they started that could, other teams could start to grow a pair like they did and do something like this. And here's why I think that. First of all, I'm sitting on the couch last night. I turned on the TV. It's after midnight. I was working all night, and I saw a video that I thought was clickbait. The Dallas Mavericks trade Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis. And I was like, bro, why are you clickbaiting? So I click on the video. Clickbait works, by the way. I click on the video, and I expected all the comments to be like, clickbait, 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 delete this, whatever. The comments are reacting, this trade is crazy. I can't believe this happened. This is the craziest trade I've ever seen. And I'm like, no. And I told my girl, I'm like, it's clickbait, and the comments are just trolling to go along with the clickbait. The whole thing's not real. Not that she gives a damn what I'm talking about, by the way. And so I go over to Twitter and I see Shams, and I'm like, holy hell. By the way, she thought we were going to get home and watch some TV shows or whatever. And now my whole mentality is thrown off. I can't do anything. I'm just sitting here like kind of staring at a wall in shock that I just witnessed, or I didn't witness it, but one of the craziest trades in NBA history, I think, just happened. So that was it for my night. There was no watching TV shows or anything like that. I should have just came up here and put up a video. But anyway, here's why I think the Mavericks did something that everybody else is afraid to do. Luka Doncic was up for a supermax contract that would have been upwards of $345 million. He's 25 years old. He has shown a lack of dedication to his physical fitness his whole career, really, so far. But the past couple of years, and yeah, they got to the NBA Finals, and he's obviously a major part of it, and maybe the 80% of it. He's an incredible talent, a once-in-a-lifetime talent. One of the smartest point guards you'll ever see play this game is Luka Doncic. One step ahead, constant, just a master of reading the defense, etc. But he has shown a lack of dedication to his physical fitness, especially the last couple of years. Last year, he missed significant time with the strained calf, and they weren't even sure if he was going to be back for the playoffs. He ends up coming back, and they get as far as they got. This year, he's out again with the strained calf. Every single season, he's criticized for looking a little bit heavier, looking a little bit more out of shape. There's always off-season videos of him somewhere drunk in a hookah lounge or whatever. And so there's just a question about his dedication to his physical fitness, right? And then you think about the video of Luka Doncic after the Western Conference Finals victory, drinking a beer in the locker room on camera, and a staff member comes up and takes it from him. And the Dallas Mavericks straight up said, this dude does not care about his diet, his physical fitness, his overall health, and what you need to do to have longevity in a professional sport. We're not signing him to a $345 million supermax contract because we see him beginning to trend downward. Players that don't care about their physical fitness level and their diet, they don't play very much past 30. They don't. You know what I'm saying? You sign him to a 5-year, $345 million contract. You hope that he changes his mentality, and becomes a little bit more dedicated to his physical fitness. I don't know. They decided, we're not doing that. We're not strapping ourselves to a superstar who kind of seems like he doesn't care about his body moving forward, and we see him trending downward towards the age of 30. We're going to do something that helps us in the short term and doesn't strap us in the long term. And that's what they did. They traded for Anthony Davis, who, I don't think I'm going to talk about if I think the Mavericks won the trade also. But, when you think about the 76ers and Joel Embiid, the Sixers did the opposite of that, for example. A guy who's hurt all the time, who also is always questioned about his dedication to his level of physical fitness, which could be contributing to injury after injury after injury after injury. The 76ers front office does not have the balls to do something like this. They even extended the guy at 30 years old to another 3-year extension, which pays him $69 million in 2025. Which pays him $69 million in 2029. And here he is. Joel Embiid can't even get on the freaking court in 2025, and we're paying him 59, 60, 64, and then $69 million 4 years from now. Because this ownership group does not have the balls to say no about a guy that sells tickets and jerseys. So you see a team that just screwed themselves until 2029. And then you add in the Paul George contract. Good God. And then you see a team that said, no, for the short term, for the next 5 years, we're rocking with Kyrie Irving. We'll take Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, and we'll see, if we can get back there and win a championship. They also, the owner or the GM also is quoted as saying defense wins championships. I just think it's a seriously ballsy move. And in a league that has been run by players now for the past 10 years, and players have been strapping teams with bad contracts year after year after year after year, it's pretty wild to see a team say, no, we're not strapping ourselves with a contract just because you're a top 5 offensive talent and, you sell tons of tickets and jerseys. We're not doing it. And maybe this could change the way NBA teams handle these superstar contracts down the line. Because me and my subscribers, we agree all the time, one of the biggest problems in the NBA are these guaranteed contracts. These guys get $300 million and they start to look like they don't give a shit, and the contract is guaranteed. Imagine a player like Luka Doncic, who already looks like he doesn't care about his physical fitness and his longevity, getting a $350 million contract guaranteed. Is that going to make him care more about it? Of course not. So shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for doing that. Now, I think both teams lost the trade. I think both teams lost the trade, bro. I don't think this actually made either team more of a championship contender. I don't think Luka Doncic and LeBron James make sense together on the court. LeBron James is a point guard mentality player, controls the ball, plays best with an off-ball point guard like a Kyrie Irving back in Cleveland, etc. I don't know if he waives his trade clause and the Lakers trade him. I think the Lakers are trying to, load up their arsenal for their post-LeBron era. So I think them trading for Luka Doncic is their idea of that. And they're saying, if Luka can change his mentality, and maybe this is a reality check for him also getting traded, maybe this will make him lock in and care more about his longevity in the league and his health and especially players get close to 30, you start having cramps and strains and strained hamstrings and calves and all this type of stuff because of your diet and just your lifestyle. But yeah, the Lakers are trying to look for, the guy to build around post LeBron. and they're hoping that Luka Doncic probably becomes more locked in on his diet and his fitness level. So I don't know if LeBron waives his no trade clause and they trade him. Interesting thing, but I don't think right now the Lakers make much sense. They're a terrible defensive team off the rip. And now you add Luka to that. AR-15 and Dalton Connect and even Bronny James being put on the fort for no reason, can't play any defense. They're a terrible defensive team, and now you add Luka to that. That's, I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense. I don't think that's why they did this. I don't think they did it for this year, is what I'm saying. People saying the Dallas Mavericks won the trade. I got news for you. Anthony Davis, who's hurt right now, has missed more games in the past 4 seasons than Joel Embiid. Yeah, nobody talks about that, by the way, with Anthony Davis. Nobody in the mainstream media ever rips Anthony Davis for being hurt all the time. He just left the Sixers game 2 nights ago with a strained abdominal muscle. He sprains ankles like LaMelo Ball out here, or Carson Wentz. Remember when Carson Wentz signed with the Colts and then he sprained both ankles the first day of training camp? That's injury prone right there. But I think it makes sense for the Dallas Mavericks to do what they did. They said, we're going to rock with this team and try to win with this team, and we're not going to strap ourselves to a bad contract moving forward. And I think it makes sense for the Lakers to look past LeBron. You've let LeBron strap you for a couple years now with a team that wasn't championship level. And then the whole Bronny James fiasco and JJ Redick out there trying to coach a team while having to play LeBron politics. So maybe the Lakers finally move on from that. Maybe LeBron just retires. But yeah, I do think the Dallas Mavericks may have changed the future of the NBA because they grew a pair and they see the past couple of years all these bad contracts teams are signing players to. The Paul George contract might be the worst in history. The Joel Embiid extension might be the worst in history. And they said, we're not doing that for a guy that doesn't look like he cares about his longevity fitness-wise and could trend downward in the next couple of years if he doesn't change his mentality. So shout out to the Mavericks for doing it. The Sixers are still screwed more than maybe any team in the league. But we will be live tonight, 6 o'clock, Sixers Celtics. Joel Embiid and Paul George are ruled out again because this team is an absolute joke. Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain are the future. And shout out to my boy RJ. We're just here for the vibes. I'll talk to you guys real soon, man. Peace.